Good evening, and welcome to Apple Park.
They shot a freaking global promotion keynote on a iPhone. Yeah, you heard me right. And what most of the internet's gonna look like, man, they had all this tech, they had all this gear, extra equipment, blah, blah, blah. No. Look, as a photographer and a videographer, there's so much to appreciate. They could take the same gear you would typically use for a film, right? And rather than using like a high-end camera or like a cinematography camera, like something like a Red or even like a Sony FX3, they used an iPhone 15 Pro. Look, there are just a couple things that bring this to light. And if you haven't watched the actual video, that I'll put a link below where you can watch the full actual promo. The point is that there's so much more that goes into just making a good video. And honestly, let's break it down. One of the first things that is vital is light. Take this environment where it's at. It's a night scene. They had to light it very well in order to just be able to take enough data and then process it in post. All the indoor scenes, you have the daylight scenes, you have natural light. You're still able to use a mix of both natural and artificial light in order to capture the scene perfectly. Now, let's also talk about the camera movements, because I think that's also one of the biggest things that you see in this video. It's just how the cameras are moving across the landscape. From shots that zoom in to shots that fly on a drone. Honestly, this video includes just so many different video techniques. And yes, even though they have like big film devices and rigs, it doesn't take away from the fact that you even see a guy pushing a cart. And when you're creating stuff, sometimes you just got to use your resources and what you have. And look, we all can't break the bank in hopes that we're going to eventually recover our funds with gear. But the biggest point that I saw was you want to use what you have and just show that you can tell a story with almost anything. Seriously, at the end of the day, if you're serious about getting into content and you want to learn from others, you really need to watch this video. Watch the event and then watch the behind the scenes. Rather than, putting out a press release for the brand new M3 Max, that they made a freaking commercial. And for as good as all these other devices in the world are out there, it's the fact that there's so much more about technique and versus what you actually use. And they were able to pull it off. They literally shot this footage and this whole piece through an iPhone. Long story short, it doesn't matter what device that you're using, because at the end of the day, the content is what you make of it. That's being the creator, the individual behind the story. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me today. If you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to see more, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm. You know what else the rest does. You know what the rest of it does. I'm Joe. This is Mod2XL. Until next time, peace.